Welcome back to Market to Market. Are you new to the world of business ownership? Do you have a business idea but don't know how to make it a reality? Do you need guidance and advice? Dare to be Inspired is a new business consultancy that aims to offer training and development as well as turnkey solutions to startups and up-and-coming businesses. Join me now as I chat with co-founders Marlene Roberts and Marvin Ramnarine. What is Dare to be Inspired all about?
Dare to be Inspired is actually a micro-business consultancy support and solutions concept. It was developed based on years of experience in working with providing various services to small and medium-sized businesses. And what we've realized is that there were a lot of things missing. And a lot of what had to contribute to the challenges that these business owners, management, employees would have gone through was actually because of the lack of resources available. Lack of resources, especially in education, training and development. And the whole thing was that it was at a formidable price, that it was not as accessible as it should be to them. So therefore, a lot of faux pas were being made, a lot of bad choices, a lot of poor judgment, simply because I do not know better. A group of us came together based on our experiences and interactions with each other, and we're actually all business associates who've all supplied services and products to each other, observing the very same thing with the very same vision, and decided to focus on training and development to this niche market. We did not stop there. We decided to offer turnkey solutions and support services. So it is not about only attending classes. It's about learning, developing yourself, and providing you with follow-up services that you need. And we're talking about you have an idea, we can help you with that. You talk about you're an established business and you need to make improvements. That's what Dare to be Inspired is about. It's all about taking your ideas and your business to the next level. And we've also developed it further, understanding the element and the importance of networking that we've now developed into a B2B Connect, with the core element again continuing to be that of education, training and development, and the networking aspect.
Essentially what we have is a hybrid. So we have brought in a lot of stakeholders who are part of the B2B, and essentially we have a gamut of goods and services that we offer. So often you find that the SMB or the small business or the person who wants to get into business, they really don't know where to go. So essentially we are now that channel for them to go and really self-actualize and realize in being an entrepreneur. And we've done this in many ways. We have technology. Technology is at the forefront of our solution, in that we have small solutions, inexpensive. For example, you take an individual, he runs a mini mart, and he wants to build it out into a larger supermarket. We have a solution for him. Essentially, people, when they hear technology, they get scared. And what we want people to do is to embrace technology, to drive their business forward. The idea is that if you look at a lot of small businesses, they're still running a manual operation. We can give you a solution, a server, 2 point-of-sale points, and support, set you up, and that shouldn't cost you more than $30,000. So it's quite inexpensive. We have the support of HP, who's backing us, supporting us with a lot of the solutions that we're offering. And, we just basically want consumers to protect and SMBs to protect their investment. And that's very important. A lot of people, they basically have data, but how do you protect that data? Can you imagine if you lost all your data? You probably will go out of business. Because if you had to recover from that, it's very expensive to recover data. So essentially, we want people to embrace technology, embrace the mobility of technology. So no longer you need to be in your office to run your business. And these are some of the solutions that we want to bring to the SMB.
Who needs the services that Dare to be Inspired offers?
Every small and medium-sized business owner. I would also say a lot of the key training elements not only applies for that industry. We do have large corporations who have attended and who have continued to show their interest in participating in our training workshops and our training and development seminars. We must say that there's also a virtual office which was launched at the inaugural event on July the 19th, where you can have access to all those services via, again, an ICT solution. So basically, it's not only about you coming to training, but whichever business, small, medium-sized, large, you can benefit from these services that the virtual office offers. Full administrative services, full creative services, full seminar workshop management. And the programs are tailored in such a way that we not only offer it as our own in-house training, but corporations, companies, any business, small, medium size, they can actually have these training brought to their employees. So it's not only like that it's limited to our participants, but you can actually have a customized training seminar done for your employees, your management, your strategic team.
You have another inspiring event coming up in September. Tell us about that one.
Brand Me Please. It's on the 15th of September at the Marriott Hotel. Everything that we do is in relation to our brand. Our brand is our identity. That's who we are. That's what we are. That's our value statement. It's our mission. It's our goals. We need to develop our brand, and our brand is about building a sustainable marketing, advertising, and PR plan. It also deals with us as an individual, our personal branding. Branding hinges a lot, again, on ICT. How do we use ICT to leverage our brand, to sustain it, to develop it, to grow it? Branding is all about the customer. The customer is the most important thing. Effective advertising would lead the customer to you. Personal branding will impress your customer. ICT will keep your customer interested. Customer service determines what they walk away with, the impression of your brand. It determines brand loyalty. It determines whether or not that customer is going to come back. And it determines what they're going to say about your brand and the impression that's going to be built about your brand when they walk away. So we've also developed a customer service boot camp. It's going to be with a difference because it's going to be a panelist, a surprise panelist. Everybody's training and teaching in customer service. Are we practicing? We have decided to come up with a holistic approach to it. We're going with the professionals, but we're also going very unconventional. Who are the people and organizations whose organizations are known for rendering superb customer service? So the panelists will be comprised of persons who've dealt with these situations and are known. They're not a professional, they're not a certified customer service trainer, but they're complementing the situations. So we're going to have the certified trainers in customer service development who are going to present. Then we're going to have a role play where we're going to present to you typical customer interaction scenarios. The customer who knows exactly what they want but don't know what they want. The staff who's having a bad day and you come to work and you're dealing with a client who's also having a bad day. What about you just had an employment-related issue? All those scenarios are going to be role-played. We're going to be faced with various reactions to those scenarios by the players. And then the panelists are going to discuss what went wrong, how could we have improved to the benefit of that offering, that customer service experience. So it's going to be very holistic, very unconventional, but once more, I know people are going to walk away well-informed, well-educated, and ready to go.
we have the ICT expert with us. Marvin, could you give us a little sneak peek into what can be expected at BrandMe, please, in terms of ICT?
Well, essentially with ICT, what we are trying to achieve is we want to bring forward to the SMB that virtualization, cloud computing is not as expensive as it's made out to be. So essentially we will have Microsoft involvement, and on that day we will be virtually deploying some cloud solutions. So basically you can see that in action and really see how you can use this to minimize your investment in hardware. So with a virtualized environment, with cloud, basically you don't need as much hardware. So that is something that we trying to show our SMBs the benefit of using cloud without that capital spend on hardware. I mean, that's a very important thing. So a lot of people, as we said in the beginning, you know, they basically shy away from technology because they know it's very expensive. So the idea is that this is what we want to continually showcase, that, listen, using technology is not as expensive as it has been portrayed in the past. The focus on mobility. So we want to show how Link works, you know, basically running your office away from the office. I mean, that's something that's going to be showcased. We want to show you, basically, often people have a server solution. So basically, we want to show you servers in action. So normally somebody say a server, basically you see a static box. So basically we want to show you how that works, basically edify our stakeholders as to, you know, it's not as difficult as it's perceived to be. So what we're doing is taking away, in the technology environment, we're going to de-chrome the environment. So basically, you're going to see everything, you know, for face value. What is very important too for us is that we believe that InspirED, and you see it ends in ED, it's education. So basically, we want to have an edified population. We want to have edified small and medium-sized business owners. We want to have edified entrepreneurs, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurs are the ones who really take the risk. We are the ones who are transforming the landscape, the business landscape, you know, the social landscape. It's the business community doing it. Yes, we have government intervention, but at the end of the day, it's still the entrepreneurs who are taking all the risk. So the reality is that with Dare to be Inspired, I mean, this goes on. We continue to evolve. We're going to have, when we build out our B2B portal, our subscribers then will have access to the gamut of goods and services we have to offer. What is very important is that with stakeholders involved, we basically are offering our subscribers a turnkey solution. That's what we're offering. So we have design, build, fit out. We have human resource covered. We have technology covered. There's virtually nothing that you want to do that we can't help you with. We have stakeholders, for example, with language services, so which is very important. You have a lot of small entrepreneurs, for example, with guest houses, but on their staff, they possess no one that speaks, for example, a foreign language. So basically, we have stakeholders who can come and now teach your hospitality people, say, for example, Spanish, so that for the hospitality environment. So, for example, they can communicate with clients. They can attract foreign clients, for example, who are looking to stay in Trinidad. And basically, if you have no one on your staff to communicate with them, then you lose that business. So these are some of the important areas that we're looking at developing. We also have access for our B2B subscribers with, for example, you need to find raw materials. So you may be a small business. You may be doing, for example, say a jam. And basically, you want to brand that, you want to launch that product, but then you are looking for certain raw materials, basically, to import to bring your costs down. That we can help you with. So, I mean, as far as what we can do is limitless. And our mission is that we continue to bring on new partners as the need arise. So, I mean, our networks are wide. We are working with some very, very strong entrepreneurs themselves who have had many, many years of experience. So the idea is that our mission is to make the individual who is a budding entrepreneur an entrepreneur. That is the mission. At the end of the day, build out very strong entrepreneurs. Small business grows into big business. and it keeps the economy running, contribute to GDP, and this is what we want. Make Trinidad stronger.
So give us the 411 on Brand Me, please. When is it? Where will it be? How much does it cost? And how can you be contacted?
It is at the Marriott Hotel on the 15th of September, Marriott Hotel, where the cost of registration is $750 plus VAT. There are, however, discounts that are being extended to clients or existing participants of Dare to Be Inspired. That's $600 plus VAT. And there are also group discounts that are available.
For those persons who are interested in attending the event in September, how can they contact you?
We can be contacted on 221-2842. Our mobile numbers are 765-8778 or 689-1160. We do have an online registration. You can just visit our Facebook fan page. You just click and we receive your registration in our inbox.
The Facebook fan page address is?
Dare to Be Inspired.
And finally, Budget 2013-2014 is a hot topic. I want to hear from both of you. What are your expectations or what you'd like to see from Budget 2013-2014 when it's read as it relates to small businesses?
I would love to hear that the government is doing something to support the industry. Every single year, it's allocated. What is happening? I would love to see the support of the ministry and the relevant state boards. I will say openly, we have gotten the support of Export TT. However, I would really love to see more government and state boards whose mandates it is to support that sector to get more involved and really come out and demonstrate what you have to offer small businesses. There are programs in place. However, knowledge about it, it's not out there. So I personally would love to see at all our Dare to Be Inspired events, I would love to see the relevant stakeholders really support by showing these are the services we have available.
Marlene is on the right track with that because it's an issue of education. So there are a lot of programs in place, there are a lot of services available. However, if you look at in the social space, you find you have a lot of social programs available, but people simply don't know how to fill the forms, they don't know how to access it. So it's an education process. So I would truly like to see all entities involved participate in our Dare to Be Inspired, and not only our Dare to Be Inspired, I mean generally have a holistic caravan around the country, basically going from community to community, having these community meetings, basically telling people and budding entrepreneurs that, listen, these are the services we have, this is the capital available for the SMB, and basically give them some access to it. But more importantly, I would like to see government take a brave step in, for example, increasing the cap. For example, if you look at the Business Development Corporation, essentially we need a larger amount of money being funneled to them, basically. And they really need to put some mechanism in place really to gauge the success of the investment. If you look at some of the state agencies that are here today, basically, how do they gauge the success of those entrepreneurs that they have supported? So is it working? Is it not working? Basically, what mechanisms can be put into place to really push them in the right direction? And these are the things that we need to see. We also need to see government, show that they are for small business and basically offer tax breaks, for example. I mean, small business need tax holidays too. So the question is, in the embryonic stage of growth and development, they need some sort of tax break. So, okay, you have the big corporations come into the country and they say, okay, listen, we are going to make this investment, and the government gives them a tax holiday for 10 years, for example. But what about the SMB? They don't have the capital, but the little money that they have, maybe they have saved over the years, and maybe some of them mortgage their homes, their cars and stuff to really kickstart their business. So the idea is that let's see some sort of legislation put in place basically to give those SMBs some kind of tax holiday. And I think that that's something going to speak volumes for small business and developing the small business.
I think it was such a massive deal for Apple. The iOS has started to look a little bit dated, and that's the last thing they wanted.